Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Kaz and welcome to day 4 of the 7-day morning mobility challenge. Today we're activating the core, and this isn't about crunches or a burn. This is more about activation to support the core and the spine and the mobility. So we're going to connect to the center, the part that keeps us going throughout our practice and mobilizes our whole body. So we're going to start on our backs. So come down onto the back and just draw your back down. Just center yourselves for a moment. Take both hands onto your tummy and we'll just take some deep belly breaths. So you can close your eyes here if that feels good. And just take an inhale. Feel your belly puff up. And then exhale, let it go. Feel your belly deflate. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more. And exhale. Now draw your tummy in. Let's allow our muscles to start to engage. So draw your lower back towards the floor. So closing off that little natural arch that we've got there. You can keep your hands on your tummy for a moment just to remind you to draw that tummy in. Press your lower back onto the floor. Now trying to keep this alignment with your back, take your arms over your head. And then take your feet to the bottom of the mat. Notice how this starts to make your back round. So draw that tummy in, press the lower back onto the floor, point your toes, take an inhale, and exhale. And again, inhale, and exhale. And keeping that back on the floor, draw your knees into your chest and just curl your arms around your knees and bring your head towards the knees. Curl yourself into a tiny ball and take an inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Now draw your head back down, keep the knees up. And let's just gently rock the knees from side to side. So just warming through the spine, taking some gentle rocks. And then drawing your arms out to a T shape. Let's take an inhale. And now allow the knees to fall to the left and turn your gaze to the right. So just taking a nice gentle twist into the lower back. This should feel really nice. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to the center. Pause for one breath. And then with your next exhale, draw the knees to the right and turn your gaze to the left. And then bring your knees back to center. Now take this 90 shape with your legs. So just draw the knees over the hips there. And then bring both arms up. So head is on the ground. Now as we draw our right foot back so it straightens, draw it to the bottom of the mat, hover the heel off the ground. We're going to take our left arm back. And then we're going to draw them back in. And we're going to switch it out. So we're going to take the left foot straight, hover it off the ground, and the right hand comes over the head. We're going to do them at the same time. Now, all the while you're doing this, I want you to engage that core. So try to push your lower back onto the floor and activate into the core. Draw that tummy in. So arms up. We'll start with the right leg and left arm. So inhale, exhale, take them out. Inhale, draw them in. Exhale, right arm, left leg. Inhale in. Exhale, opposite. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And again, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more on each side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And draw your knees in. Watch that activation on your lower back, making sure you're keeping it down, drawing that tummy in. Just take a moment, maybe gently rock the knees from side to side if that feels good. And now let's take our feet back to 90 legs, and you can bring your hands onto your tummy this time and just encourage your tummy to press in, push your lower back to the floor. And one at a time, we're going to take our toe towards the ground and then bring it back up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now you can keep on with the little toe taps, or we can go for heel taps. So if you want to, you're going to extend the leg, reach it forward and draw it back in. Extend and back in. So find which one works for you, making sure you're keeping your lower back on the ground. So if you find going for the heels down, your lower back starts to arch, then just come back to the toe taps. Doesn't matter which one you're at, you're just trying to activate the core. Just go for a few more. Moving with your own breath. Remembering this isn't a burner. We're not trying to work out here. We're just trying to get activation in those core muscles, trying to strengthen them so that when we do certain yoga practices, it feels a lot easier and we're not using our hip flexors, we're actually using our core muscles instead. Just take one more on each side. And then when you finish, draw your knees into your chest. We'll take those gentle rocks again from side to side. Now take your hands just behind the knees and we'll gently rock back and forwards, using the full length of your spine until you eventually rock yourselves all the way up and then come all the way over into a tabletop. So just drawing your hands down, make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are directly underneath your hips. And we're going to take a bird dog now. So we're going to draw the left foot back, hover it off the ground, make sure your hip is nice and square. So you're not opening that hip, you're pulling that hip nice and square with the mat. And then take the right arm forward. Take an inhale, look forward. Then as we exhale, we draw that right elbow and our left knee towards each other. You curl your head in, squeeze everything in. Inhale, take them out. Exhale, squeeze them in. Inhale, out. Exhale, squeeze. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Now lower the left knee down and the right hand down. Take a moment in your tabletop. Take an inhale. And exhale. Let's take it to the other side. So right foot comes back. Make sure your hip is not opening to the side. You're nice and square. And reach the left hand forward. Look forward. Inhale. Exhale, draw them in together. Squeeze everything in. Inhale, reach them out. Exhale, squeeze them in. Curl. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And exhale. Now lower everything back down. Okay, so now just walk your hands a little bit further forward and then push your shoulders so they become over the wrists again. You can stay on the knees here and just come to this modified plank, or we can tuck the toes and lift the knees off the ground. Now engage that core again. So try to suck that tummy in, draw your tailbone down towards your heels, and try to round into the shoulders here. Try to make sure your back is nice and straight, so we're not dropping the tummy down, we're not rounding too much. We're trying to keep everything nice and straight. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the knees down if you need to. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. You got this, guys. Exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Lower your knees down. Take a moment, have a rest, and maybe push back to a child's pose if you need to. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. And again. Exhale. We're going to do a similar plank, but we're going to do a forearm plank. So you're going to drop the forearms down to the floor. Your hands are going to be out in front of the elbows there. Your elbows are over your elbows are underneath your shoulders, should I say. Now again, you can keep the knees down. Maybe this feels like enough. You want to round into your shoulders here, or we take the knees off and come into a full forearm plank. Round the back, draw the tummy in, push the tailbone towards the heels, make sure your shoulders are over your elbows, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, engage the core, engage the inner thighs, draw them in together, engage the glutes, squeeze your butt. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. I know it's challenging. You've got this. Exhale. Well done, guys. Release the knees down. Take a child's pose. Take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. And again. And release. Okay, draw yourselves up and come back down onto your bottom. Take both legs out in front of you, coming into a boat pose. So you can use your hands behind you for support. And then we're just going to create this V shape of our body. So just bend the body back, making this V shape, making sure your chest is up. You're drawing your tummy in, engaging those muscles again, making sure your back's not rounding here. And then you can lift your feet off, come into this 90 legs. And if it feels comfortable, you can take the arms off as well. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now without your feet, your hands or your shoulders touching the ground, we're just going to lower our back towards the floor as our legs straighten into low boat. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can draw your knees back up. Come back to high boat. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can come all the way back down to low boat. Breathe. Hold. Inhale. You got this, guys. Exhale. Release. Take your knees into your chest. Lower your head down. Take a moment here. Rock your hips from side to side. Really intense. It just goes to show that you don't need to be doing 1,000 sit-ups. Just doing gentle movements on the core when you're engaging the muscles correctly really do work wonders. So let's just take a moment here, extend the legs, extend the arms, take your full body stretch. This will feel really nice. And breathe. And we're just going to stretch out the core now with a little bridge pose. So you can use a block, or you can use cushions, or you can use your hands. I will show you with a block if you do have one to hand. And as I said, if you don't, you can use a cushion. So just grab one. If you have one to hand, you can just use your hands as well, or just if you want to hover in space, you don't have to have a supported bridge. Now just make sure your heels are roughly his finger's distance, so you can just raise them with your middle finger there. Make sure your knees are not too far apart, they're not too close together, they're just nicely spread at hip distance. And then we're going to lift the hips up. You can either take the block underneath your lower back there, so just towards your sacrum, and this would be your supported bridge. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can lift your hips up, push the hands onto the floor, take a full bridge, and again you can also use your hands as supports and just take them underneath your lower back there. And just hold yourself in this supported bridge. As I say, you can use cushions, or if you don't have either, you can just have your hands resting on the ground. Let's take a couple of breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Release the hips back down. Well done. Take a moment and draw your knees in again. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. You can curl yourself into a little tiny ball. And then when you're ready, take your hands behind your knees and just gently rock back and forwards until you come up to a seat. Just bring your legs nicely crossed in front or any comfortable seat. And let's just take a moment and connect back to the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Well done, guys. You did amazing today. Core connection is more than just abs. It's your center of strength. So it's really important to get a bit more stronger in that area. Tomorrow, we're going to bring it all together with a really feel good flow. Let me know in the comments how you got on today, if you're enjoying this so far, if there's anything you want to know. I'm here to help you, and I'm here as your guide. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.